Hey, CVCC Math 152 people. Wanted to look at a couple problems from Chapter 2, Section 1 that thought would be helpful as you're progressing through the homework and using StatCrunch. I'm looking at number 8 from y'all's homework. There we go. And on this particular problem, it's asking us to do the relative frequency. Now, to do a relative frequency, you add up all of your counts, so we have a total, and we would just divide by the number for each class. So we could do it like this. We could add up all these numbers. I'll do 191 divided by whatever you get for a total. And that would go in your relative frequency table over here. Here's something that you can do in StatCrunch that you might find useful. So I'm going to open the information up in StatCrunch. And I could ask for a summary stat of a column. Now we'll use summary stats later, but if I'm looking at that column, the frequency column, which is right there, and I just wanted to find the sum of all those numbers, I could click on sum. And it'll compute that the sum of these 5 numbers is 2079. So if I want to, I can kind of do an Excel command idea. If you're familiar with the Excel, I could compute something in an expression. So what I want to do is I want to build my expression, and I want to take the value that I have for frequency, and I want to divide that by that total, 2079. And what that is going to do is give us this relative frequency, the percentages. So we could use these numbers here and type them in. So we'd have round to the 3 decimal places as needed. So we could go 0.092, rarely is 0.306, sometimes is 0.445, most of the time is 0.127, and always is 0.031, again rounding to 3 decimal places. Yay, and we get the answer right. So there's different ways of manipulating the data in StatCrunch, so I thought that might be helpful. Also in section 1, I wanted to look at number 12. And number 12, it's asking to create a frequency distribution. Now again, if we have all this raw data over here, we could count up all the A's and B's, but what happens if this data set was 10,000? I don't think we want to do this by hand. So if we have it in StatCrunch, we could go to Stat, and we could have it make a table, a frequency table. And we want it to look at var1. That's that first column that we have. And so now we get all the counts, 16, 4, 6, and 24. They even gave us the relative frequency that might be useful on this question. So this is another way of making a table on StatCrunch. Hope this helps.